I do not. I'm thinking about later on streaming Darkest Dungeon again and just like putting it on the stream like I need help. Like I'm inviting feedback. Like give me feedback. Wolf, yeah. No, the Rig and Pounders I don't find too bad. It's Wolf. All right. So, do I know what this is? Scriven's dormitory. And Persnick's. So I've been to Persnick's house. Was that not the place I needed to go? His old self. And man named... Oh, that's right. I ran away because I needed to heal. Yeah, and I spent time blowing up the bomb barrel, and maybe that was a mistake because then I look back later and he's got a bomb barrel again. I'm like, oh, jeez.
All right then.
Oh, that would be stealing. Let's not steal. Spilled tea, empty ink pots, and one detailed sketch of a fire-breathing old dwarf are all that remain of a long study session.
Welcome.
By Whale's eyeless face, you are one short ogre. But why are you green, and how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? Okay, he is. Let's do survival 2. Let me guess. You smoked a lot of white leaf, or did you get your hands on some snowcap? Snowcap, snowcap. So few people know snowcap, much less ogres. You're a scrivener? What's a scrivener? I'm going to ask that one because I don't even know what a scrivener is. Yes, I am a scrivener! I read books, I write books. I once ate a book, but only because it looked like sweet pie. Or perhaps it was sweet pie baked to look like a book. Interesting. Oh, I'm also a collector of herbs, flowers, plants. I sell them. Mostly I eat them. Wait, are you hearing that breakup in the sound? Or is it just my headset? Really? Okay. I guess you probably have to be able to kill it in one hit. It took me 3 hits to kill it. One's with the arbalist, one's with the my highwayman, and then one's actually with my like somebody else. I want to say my Vestal, but she was probably busy healing people. Tell me about the dormitory. It's where the scriveners who work at the Hall of Revealed Mysteries sleep. I'm a scrivener. This place smells like old stockings. Show me what you have for sale. Alright, you have all these drugs which make people weird. And that's good and all. But I've been hoarding these things. You still have no... you have no... Like, that's a consumable. So, like, these things seem to be drugs if you take a look at their effects. So, if you take Karo Golem, you remove Karo Golem Crash, plus 20% focus gain for 600 seconds. Oh, that's... Ooh, focus gain. That's for my kind of class. Ooh. Plus 10 deflection for 600 seconds, plus 20 reflex for 600 seconds, minus 4 intellect for 600 seconds, and crash Karam Golem Crash after 600 seconds. So, can be useful for deductions and sudden realizations and problem solving in combat. It contributes to the will defense and influences durations and areas of effects for all abilities and talents. What's my class? I forgot. But that's See, so these are all just drugs. Gold Rot Chew. It removes Gold Rot Chew Crash. +3 might for 5 minutes. +1 move speed for 5 minutes. -2 perception for 5 minutes. In combat, it contributes to accuracy, the reflex to defense, and grants a bonus to interrupt. And then gives you crash after 5 minutes. But it doesn't tell you what the crash is going to be. And I wonder, I just wonder, like, what's that going to look like? Anywho, let's talk to him again about the dormitory. Oh no, that's right. I can't stay here, or at least he's not saying that I can stay here. Sturdy bunks are topped with thin blankets and even thinner mattresses. Well, that's sad. Scrivener? Governor? You must be here for Corin. Why? I don't know how Corin's hidden his little racket from Oh, excuse me. Ha ha! Someone's been sneaking naughty picture books from old Valeria into the dorm. I won't say who. Just another scrivener. Smells like old stockings in here. Another person who said that. That's funny. The pay's good. I live close to the library and I can read as many books as I want. A rancid stench rises from the basin. The dishes at the top of the pile are flecked with morsels of meat and cheese. Those at the bottom are coated in a slimy fuzz. Sooner likely to get another wolf, but maybe if you do a new run DLC at some point, I can tell you the 2 trains of thoughts for the battle. Go ahead and tell me the trains of thought. That's one way where I don't really worry too much about spoilage. I mean, I don't, because I'm not going to see it again, and I would just have to, ask again or fail again if I didn't have any information. So I'm okay with getting told a little bit. And I did record it though, by the way. I did record it, so I'm gonna put it up later. I don't have voice, and I didn't do anything. It was after work. I didn't want to mess with all that. But I did record
Sagani, does your fox bite?
Yes.
Can I pet him anyway?
It's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
That's so cute. Gold? Historian. Wait, this dude is just historian. Okay, that's intrigued me. I'm gonna read it. See a small crowd gathering near the entrance to a temple. This man stands against the wall, the crowd forming a semicircle around him. He speaks with a calm, measured tone, his soothing voice carrying over the sounds of the surrounding city. He speaks of the world, history, the gods, and religion. He speaks of cooking, brewing, child-raising, and old wives' tales. There does not seem to be a subject he lacks at least a passing knowledge in. People ask him questions, and he answers them in turn, sometimes being detailed and in-depth, and other times only giving a general answer. Regardless of what is said, all of his answers seem to hit to the heart of what was asked, each person is satisfied with what they've learned. People come and go from the crowd, its size growing and shrinking, but never completely dissipating. Hours pass, and he never seems to tire, sharing his knowledge with anyone who would benefit from it. As the light of the day wanes, the group finally growing small enough that he draws everything to a close. As he gathers his belongings and prepares to leave, a man approaches him, asking why he does this. He asks for no money, no food. What benefit is gained from his actions? He looks at the man, gathering his thoughts, then simply tells him, "Knowledge brings wisdom. That is my faith." But yeah, go for it, Holy. Tell me what you do know about it. Well, since we're over here, we'll go up this way. Oh, you were typing. Stole something from the hall? How'd they manage to do that? All he knows, Grimda's looking for someone to blame, though, so stay clear of her for a few days. Ah, and I bet you that's the GR name that someone was cut off from saying about his racket or whatever, his drugs. So, thought set 1. Wolf always resummons his bomb barrel plus a chance at foot soldiers. When he does it...
I'd wager there are more than a few banned books in here.
Banned from where? When he does it, if it's not active when his turn happens, you can leave the barrel and use a guard skill on whoever has the bomb. Probably doesn't have Master Guard, but it's up to you. And try to nuke down Wolf and his companions. Beware, his companions and Wolf can stun, making the guard not a guaranteed success. Nope, why am I paused? Oh. Welcome to the hall.
Hello.
Fexa. The woman barely glances up from the tomes on the table as you approach. You're welcome to browse the stacks, but mind that you keep your voice down. This is still a temple, after all, and Grimda doesn't tolerate disorder. This is a temple? It looks like a library. That's because it is. Whale is the god of mysteries and answers, encryption and decryption, concealment and revelation. She raises her hands to the rows of shelves. Its guidance comes from the understanding of the unknown and the protection of hidden knowledge. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries was built to celebrate that. Fascinating. Isn't it? Temples dedicated to Whale tend to hold vast stores of knowledge. We use that knowledge to unravel and preserve the mysteries of the world. Anything else? Sure, who's Grimda? Why, she's the High Archivist. Archivist. She's one of the most accomplished scholars alive today. Nothing goes on here without her knowing about it. Almost nothing, anyway. She scratches behind her ear. You should probably tread lightly around her today. Tell me about yourself, Fexa. She throws her broad shoulders back. I'm a scrivener and a devotee of Whale. It's my duty to look after our records and resources. Her chest swells with pride. All right, farewell. Yeah, I was also broke going into that fight, so I did not bring in much. And it said short fight, so I didn't, short dungeon, so I really didn't think to bring a lot. And, I had 3 people get to 100 stress. My archer, she went fearful, I think. But my Vestal and my Crusader both, they saved. And they got virtuous, so that's nice. Set 2, high damage AoE composition that can both take out the barrel and Wolf a bit each turn. Vestal heal will be crucial as the barrel will have riposte active all the time, damaging anyone who doesn't kill it. Yeah, oh yeah, I noticed that. I see. So you're saying with high AoE, you can bring everything down, but that barrel is always going to be attacking. Or maybe even just higher position 2 and 3, maybe? Like I think the Jester has a bleeding slice attack that does position 2 and 3. The Hellion has a 1 through 3. Vestal, Jester, Grave Robber, Man-at-Arms. With no heal. Oh no, Vestal. Okay, yeah. Alright, back to this. Business around here's a okay. Who's this guy? Oh, just somebody with a memory. Whatever. The books on these shelves cover the history and mythology of Old Valyria. Records of books borrowed and returned fill the cubby holes. Hellions breakthrough leaves a damage debuff, so not good. Yeah, definitely not good for her to do constantly. The symbols on these pages writhe and shift. They're dizzying to look at. Oh man. Crazy. These titles all refer to the Glenfathan mathematics and advanced geometry. That's a scriven. These are all about stealing books. I'm not down with stealing books. Well, maybe a little bit. If you think these books are impressive, you should see what Grimda keeps in the back. Ooh. The obscured leaves clues who those who seek.
Good day to you.
Oh, this is Grimda. An elderly dwarf surveys the stacks. Her skin looks as tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her stature, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but let the priests and scriveners continue their search. She shoots the nearest robed figure a withering glare. Wouldn't do to give them any other excuses. What are they looking for? Maybe I could find it. Or help find it. She sizes you up, stroking her chin. Could you now? She scowls at the robed priests again. You certainly couldn't do worse than this lot, anyway. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of Whale. They intend to blaspheme by selling that which should remain hidden, a secret of the 100 visions. Her wiry eyebrows arch over her spectacles. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogation. All they could piece together was something about a farmhouse and the road to Dryerford. Track the thieves down. I don't care what you do with them, but bring back the scroll. Whale rewards the persistent seeker, and so do I. Great. Tell me more about yourself. I'm the High Archivist of the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. She coughs loudly into her fist. And I am too old and too busy to be bothered with inane questions. Alrighty then. I'd like to know more about Whale. Her smile reveals a row of crooked teeth. That's the rub, isn't it? Whale is the god of things hidden and revealed. The more of the 100 visions one sees, the more one has yet to discover. Though we often call him Whale, he who sees and is not seen, it is neither male nor female. To assign any definitive characteristic to Whale is to miss another essential part of its divinity. How about information on the 100 visions? A term of reference for Whale's many revelations. Despite the name, they're infinite. Each epiphany leads to yet another enigma. And Sangina says, and I thought I was busy. Alright, I'm done. Alright, Samsonite, let me show you what Show Knight has become. So now he's a level 4 Cipher. Stats, I've leveled a few times. Stats have still not had any opportunity to go up, so I'm guessing those are pretty much set. I've got his stealth at 4, his athletics at 4, which grants 40 endurance for his second wind. His lore is 2, so I can use level 1 scrolls. Mechanics at 2, I can disarm very minor things. And I have survival 3, which accesses level 3 camping bonuses. He has a cape of deflection. And from camping I have damage reduction, and from a fine male armor set I have a bit of damage reduction. And I currently have a sprained wrist because he went down in a fight a little bit ago, minus 15 deflection. So I am Benevolent 1, Stoic 1, Diplomatic 1, and Honest 1. I've never looked at these, by the way. I don't really know what it is. I am considered a hero at Gilded Vale. Defeated 251 things. Oh, this is party stuff. Ribbit has done the highest single amount of damage. That's cool. Most time in the party, Aloth, the mage, of course, because he was the first one I picked up. Specifically to Show Knight, high single target damage is 28, 40 crits, 250 hits. Been knocked out 4 times. Ugh. Defeated 59 enemies. Yes. I have 2 level cipher spells. I think I've still only managed to fire one of them once. It's really hard to do because the second I move over to control someone else, the computer starts firing off one of his level 1 abilities, and that's super annoying. So I have the weapon and shield style and the one-handed style. Can't remember what they do. So this one is plus 15% of hits converted to crits with one-handed weapon. So I think that basically just reduces the... Normally, when you do your random roll plus your accuracy minus their defense, if it's over 100 or at 100, you do a crit, which means you do 50% more damage, and like your stun effects and stuff like that are 50% larger. So I'm guessing that means that the crit margin, the hit to crit line is now at 85. That'd be a guess. And then weapon and shield style is plus 6 to shield deflection, and that my shield deflection also applies to reflex. Is there a way to remove your level 1 abilities from your cast bar? I haven't tried. I don't think so. Anyway, and here's some of his combat stats. So I've got 166 out of 303 health. So that really doesn't come back very easily. I'm at max endurance at 76. So he doesn't have a whole lot of endurance before he gets knocked out. His primary damage right now is 11 to 16 piercing, because I'm wielding a named dagger. My primary accuracy is 33 because, and look, I always find this interesting, that the shields take off of accuracy. So plus 3 for perception, plus 9 for level, plus 9 for level. I think I said that already. Minus 4 from the medium shield. My interrupt value is 9. Concentration is 84. There's my defenses. All pretty moderate. I don't have a huge weakness. 12 damage reduction. 9 from the mail armor, plus 2 from fine mail armor, and plus 1 damage reduction. But I only have 7 for crush, and I have 18 for slash. I saw you find equip the dagger, big spidery thing. Let's go check it. Come on. So, this is it, Odorbrek. Yeah, I might have gotten it from killing the spider. That might have been the right time. And it bypasses 3 of their damage reduction, and it steals 20% damage returned as endurance. So that's nice. Still haven't figured out how to enchant things, but oh, you've been gone for a while. But I now have the castle. I have the keep. So no current actions, and the status I have. Let's see. The Eastern Barbaric construction started and completed, and then the main keep construction started and then completed, and I started the Bright Hollow restoration construction. But I don't get to do a lot of this other stuff until I'm back. So let's move on with the story. It hasn't grown a lot yet. Just a little bit. I wonder what all this is. Okay, yeah, so there's a locked door. Okay, so I'd be doing a lot of things here if I was going to be an evil character and pick locks and stuff like that. So, and I haven't been back to it since either. But it has nice rest bonuses, so I would like to do that, but it's kind of far off on the map if I'm trying to adventure down here. And I don't think it has a direct path here, so technically from Kadnoon I have to go to Black Meadow, down to Madmer Bridge, and then... Oh no, it wasn't that either. I had to come in from a different way because this bridge was broken. That's right. I forgot about that. I don't remember how to get here then. Oh well, I'll figure it out. What's next? Refugees? I didn't want to come here, but my village wasn't safe anymore. That's not cool. So this is the way into the first fires. Oh, down there's the catacombs. Brackenberry here. World map. World map? Really? Yeah, first fire and Brackenberry are the next sections. Did I go into this spot? I don't remember. Alright, first fires it is. I am really kind of torn between playing this and PUBG.
You're
Just
from
a little
Gilded
bit.
Vale? Then you're close to home.
Close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
I like how Edders kind of sounds like a guy from the country. You know, in real U.S. country. Yep. Guess that depends. Legacy, when will it end? Adamancy isn't the problem. It's the solution to all our ills. Oh. Alright, where did I come in here? Okay, that's a palace. Wow, this is a bit of a country bumpkin. Yeah, and I like the sound of it. Temple of Wodica. Isn't that one? That's the one that's destroyed back in Gilded Vale, which I need to go back there and do that. Andra's Gift, which is another area. Valian Embassy. I don't think I want to do a lot of stuff in here. I'm just gonna run down to the Temple of Wodica. The stones of this ancient tower have been blackened by centuries-old fires. Surrounded by a patch of wildflowers, it looks like a memorial. A call for interested patrons. Huh?
Yeah.
The Amdith Den Expedition Hall pledges competent, proven men and women towards the profitable venture of your choosing. Interested parties are to seek out Wenin within the Expedition Hall. Well, then I'll definitely be going by there later. Are you red? Are you gold? You're gold. Alright, moving on. Those are very interesting, but not so interesting that I want to take up all of my stream time with it.
Well, this would be our Church of Wodica. Dear Woodens. Probably the first thing we burned during the Revolution.
Praise to the exiled queen. May her crown be restored and her justice prevail. Come to pay your respects to the queen that was.
Ooh. I'd like to know more about Wodica. Probably so, Samsonite. Country bumpkin's a great phrase for it, though.
A queen among the gods. She oversees laws and oaths. Everything has a rightful place, and Wodica watches over them all.
Ooh, wait, is she the one that those people got turned to dust for?
Of course, not everyone accepts this. Even among the other gods, her authority is questioned. But Woodaka is also goddess of memory and vengeance, and she remembers. She'll remember every slight and trespass when she reclaims her throne.
It's truly a pity to see what the locals have done to Wodaka's temple, a house of worship. Let's try... What are you doing?
Worshipping Woodaka, the exiled queen and oathbinder. I come every day to offer my devotion. I'd love nothing more than to book passage back to Adia, but it is my emperor's wish that I serve in these barbaric lands. And so I do.
He doesn't know that he's dead. You should look it up. I mean, there's some really interesting names that get involved with video game voices these days. I'm not gonna tell him he's a ghost. I'm not gonna bother. Nope.
Lord Ardwellen Rugfold III, and pleased to make your acquaintance. I came to the Deerwood on one of the first ships from Adia, and unlike the yokels and hut dwellers around here, I still keep to the old ways.
Goodbye. You alright? Looked almost like you'd lost your footing for a minute. Feels that way when I see into the ether. She watches you quietly. You really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually such individuals become elders, or a lone set of tracks in the snow. I wouldn't have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see, but looking at you, I'm not so sure. I'm going to say this gift is a curse. Believe it or not, I once would have rejoiced to know I'd been picked to travel far in search of something great. But even these gifts come with a cost, don't they? Forgive me if I was a little skeptical of your abilities before. I can't say I've met a real watcher before. Oh, don't worry about him. He just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer him up, so I just let him. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. Weeds grow thick and full, untroubled by the passage of Kith. There's a little bit of stuff. Blood moss. Moving on, guys. Moving on. We are now moving to... Let's go ahead and do Heritage Hill. Probably stuff going on in the palace. I'm gonna wait to worry about stuff like that. Palacey stuff. Yep, that's it. Oops, nope, this way. I'll grab my phone when this loads up. I don't need to grab my phone. What am I thinking? Oops. I need to accept. Yes. And you think Eder sounds like this? Oh, that's right. I forgot I've already looked that up. Samsonite, before you go, Eder was voiced by Matt Mercer, the GM of Critical Role, the DM of Critical Role. That's who did that. So, have a good night, Samsonite. Yeah, I hope to see you around more. But I know I'm late your time. Oh, someone probably told me Heritage Hill was closed and I didn't remember. There's so much going on in this game, I really kind of want to leave some of it for other playthroughs too. I don't want to do it all kind of playthrough.
All these circling feet heading nowhere.
I think games like this are a little too long to play unless there's just like, unless you're just gonna kind of be a one game channel for a good long time. Whereas I prefer the whole variety idea. Oh, it's misty over here. Oops. I'm in super fast time. I can take from this without stealing? What's in there? Sugar. Sure. Sure, why not? Can I read this? I can't read that. Huh. Okay. Refugee. So this doesn't look like a great part of town. The grimy windows have been papered over from the inside. Wow, this... Oh yeah, this looks like a bad part of town. It's an abandoned house. This is Kolfik's house. But there's a light that's on. Gold people? Gold people. What's this? Oops. This is another abandoned house. Wow. A lot of abandoned houses. Sailor? Alright. Courtesan. Alrighty. Is this world map? No, that goes to Heritage Hill. Oh. Must be a different route. 30 minutes. Well, we're going to do it anyways. Oh. No, it took me to the same place. Interesting. Maybe it all funnels into one place, I guess. Oh, and this brought me back to the same place. That's not what I was expecting and not really fond of. Who's this? A hooded figure leans against the wall. When he notices you draw near, he stands upright and raises his hand to halt your approach. If you know the words, speak them and we can do business. If not, then we are done speaking. Yuknibian Elfidian. Did I pick that up somewhere? I apologize for the unpleasantries. I am Kern, the Midnight Merchant, as some would say. I deal in sensitive commodities. Precautions must be taken. Now let us do business. Whoa, dude. You got some gems. And then lockpicks. Yeah, not really. I've always collected all my gems. I don't know what they're for. Maybe I'm holding onto them for no good reason. I don't know. Son? Surrounded by scattered planks, it isn't clear whether this skiff has been half-built or abandoned or cannibalized for lumber. Oh, can't go any farther there. Alright, vision people. Interesting that has fallen down. The salty mast. Let's get back over here. Double time, double time! Oh! What's this? No, 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 no. This man's fancy clothes are ripped and blood flows from a fresh cut above his eye. He tries to push himself up, but his arm is shaking. He winces painfully. Help him up. Thank you, my head. What happened? Carefully dabs at his bloody nose with a silk handkerchief. I was just on my way to the club. He slowly stretches out one leg, grimacing at his scraped knee. It's a rough part of town, but the rabble's never been violent. Even a night with Iqbal isn't worth this. He limps away. Huh. The salty mast. Alright. The door's open. That's an invitation, right? Seems like one to me.
Nothing like this in Gilded Vale. Just Wallaruna the milkmaid. She knew what she was doing.
Overfried cod, watered ale, and prostitution. A bastion of Deerwooden culture.
Visit new lands, see the sights. I do love travel.
Now to find a home for my other staff.
Oh gosh.
Hail and well met.
Golden hoop dangles from one ear, and his fine fitted clothes whisper as he glides over to you. You have me at a loss. How could I afford time with such a... Oh, jeez. No. No, no. No, no. Captain Pepperjack. That's funny. Oh. That didn't sound good. Well, let's talk to my...
Hail and well met.
The Almana woman watches you suspiciously. One hand is tensed at her side, but as you approach, she relaxes and gives you a friendly, if weary, smile. I don't see many outfitted like you who aren't looking for trouble. You aren't looking for trouble, are you? What kind of troubles are you having? A frown ripples across her blue facial markings. The kind that's bad for business. Local rowdies have taken to harassing my hard-working boys and girls. And our customers. They started showing up after this rash of Hollowborn, and they've been driving my regulars away. Oh, that's what that guy's thinking about his son. It's Hollowborn. She looks you up and down, scratching her chin. I've been looking for someone to help me clean things up around here. The knights are too busy snuffing around Duke Aver? I don't know. To bother with us commoners in the gift, and I'd just as soon not deal with their bureaucracy anyways. I could investigate as long as there's some coin in it. You restore my business and there'll be plenty of that, all right. She draws me closer. These thugs tend to roam in groups, which suggests to me that these aren't random incidents. She places one large finger on your chest. You put a stop to these attacks and I'll find a nice way to thank you. She winks. Got me? If she means to bake us something, my vote's for cookies. Any of your regulars interested in earning some coin? Aye, if only they can spend it again. And that is a generic whatchamacallit. Okay, great. What about staying here? Wait, if bonuses from rest can last for more than one rest, then they can actually end up stacking. Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna do the broad beam. Yes, let's rest here.